Yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to my first talk here at Rust Dortmund. I hope it's not the last one. Yes, and today I would like to hold a talk about Rust as a modern language in the unofficial signal client Whisperfish. Yeah, my name is Thorsten Mindrup. I'm 50 years old, and yeah, I have been developing software now for over 25 years. And this in different industries, for example, in automotive, in automation, in defense, in agriculture, technology, in research, and now in medical. And yeah, I developing in several development languages, first in C, C++, Java, Python, and now in Rust, also at work. And yes, now in this talk, okay. So now in this talk, I will explore the technical implementation of secure messaging on mobile platforms with Rust. Then we will hear from me what is Whisperfish, an independent native signal client. And the focus of this talk is on architecture and design, but in some time points also on security architecture. And I would like to explain you more about the core libraries which are provided, the cryptographic and networking foundation for Whisperfish. Yeah, the motivation for this talk, and I also think also for all instance messengers, what we have is, of course, data privacy. Because data privacy, therefore, we have to protect against surveillance and also data exploitation. Another point is that we would like to safeguard our personal identity. So nobody from us would like that our account is misused by every else, and we have still the freedom of expression. So some of us are sharing our personal opinions, and also that we would like to move something in a certain direction, and when we lose the trust in these messengers, I think that is a big fault. Another point is that we want to prevent cyber crime and identity theft. So you already know from the internet, also from your email program, that there are phishing or scam or other problems where personal data is taken from not authorized people. And this is also something what we would like to prevent, and also that nobody theft our identity. And last but not least, we have building trust in digital communication. For example, what you know from popular people or from politics, that they share their opinion, also their direction more about these instant messengers. And this is something what we would like to have really in a secure environment. So, and now I would come to Whisperfish. So Whisperfish is not a well-known Android or iOS app on your mobile phone or on the tablet. It's a kind of proprietary app what is only running on Sailfish OS. So Sailfish OS is a Linux-based operating system, and it is developed by a Finnish mobile company, Jolla, since 2011. And they have supported, or they will, supported by worldwide community, contributed to the OSS code base. You have to know the Sailfish OS consists of 70 up to 80% only OSS. There are only some silica components for the UI, which are commercial components which are owned by Jolla. Then this Jolla operating system, Sailfish OS, has the privacy first philosophy, and therefore there are many security features integrated. For example, user data encryption, app sandboxing, system sandboxing, then network isolation, integrated VPN, and a lot of more. And you have the possibility to develop native apps, mostly built using Qt or QML, and written in C++ based on Jolla's provided SDK. But that is not everything. So what I already mentioned before this meeting, inside Sailfish OS, we have also Android compatibility layer. And with this layer, Sailfish OS is also able to run each Android application in this operating system. And you can also develop web apps, for example, which are also running in the browser or in a kind of panel. And you have to know that this Sailfish OS cannot be directly installed on a normal Android device or iOS device. For that, you are or you have some prerequisites valid. That means that you need a phone where you can open the bootloader. And for example, Sony provides several Xperia devices where these devices are part of the Sony Open Device program. And then you are able, with some scripts from Sony, to open the bootloader and to flash the Sailfish OS on your Xperia device. So I have, for example, one in my pocket. So this is a normal Sony Xperia 10-2, and on this is Sailfish OS, not the newest version, but I use it as daily driver since 9 years. And there's also a new Jolla C2. C2 is a new community phone too, because in some years ago there were the first community version. And this is what I have also in the pocket, this one. And yeah, this is a new Jolla C2 because there was the Sailfish OS pre-installed from Jolla itself. And this was established end of last year. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and now what is Whisperfish? Whisperfish is a native unofficial signal client for Sailfish OS. And it depends not on the Android compatibility layer, so it's completely independent from Android. And it was developed in 2016 from Andrew E. Bruno. And this was then taken over in 2019 from Ruben de Smet. And since several years also Matti Väiläinen, he's also an employee from Jolla, is also contributing a lot for this application. Then you have to know that Whisperfish is really well integrated in the Sailfish OS UI. It's also light because I think what I know from the code base, there's only that implemented what is really necessary. And this uses also this Silica UI component. So this is not open source software, and the Qt QML framework. And Whisperfish is mostly programmed in Rust and in QML. And here's a little note. So it was really for Ruben in 2019 very difficult to start developing the Whisperfish completely on Rust because the Rust compiler was not officially available. And he wrote some proprietary Rust compiler by himself based on the official Rust compiler. And he also had really a challenge because you have to know you have to write a cross compiler, which is then also needed to flash the software on the device. And since 2024, we have an official Rust 1.75, as we know, what was provided last year. So we are very happy that we have now an official Rust compiler.
One question. Is
Yes.
Sailfish OS secure, safe? Can you save your passport, your ID? Do you have a wallet? Can you install all banking applications or other security?
Yeah.
Or is it only open source?
It's safe. For example, when you install the Google services, then it's not secured anymore because you do not know which information is grabbed by Google.
Yeah, well, let's take
But I know for
ID card or a driving license or things like this, all the new stuffs that you put in your smartphone, secured by the integrated circuits that are in your smartphone, highly secured components or wallets. Is it still available? Or
yes, I know from a friend of me that he has also a wallet app installed on a Sailfish OS device, and he can also use online banking, and also that he can pay with the device itself. This is also happen. I also use with my daily driver my banking app with this, so this is also working. At the beginning I had some problems, but this is also okay for me. Yes, I think when you really do not install Google services, then it's secure, because there are so many security aspects installed or implemented, or also what I mentioned, these sandboxes, so that really it's really encapsulated. So, and now use
very good. Let's keep the questions for later. I continue. I think we run out of juice for this, right? So for the presenter, so just give me a hint. I will continue the slides.
Okay. But what use case, what feature sets already are implemented with Whisperfish, and also how Whisperfish is a part of the whole Signal ecosystem. So what you can see on this diagram is that Whisperfish has a direct connection to the official Signal server. It's the same Signal server what is used, for example, when you have installed the official Signal app on your mobile device, or you use the Signal desktop application on your PC. All these connections, all the protocols what are used are completely the same. And in Whisperfish we have several feature sets implemented, and some of them I will explain later on in more details, and I will also give you a hands-on, for example, in which repros, in which components you will find this and how it works. So first, I will give you later on an explanation what is account registration, and linking is, for example, you installed on your Sailfish device from scratch the Whisperfish app. Then you decide that this app will be the primary device, and you are able to link to this app here later on, for example, a secondary device on your other Signal mobile device, or that you say, okay, I also would like to use the Signal desktop. That is linking. Then we have here later on also explanation from my side regarding, of course, sending and receiving messages. So for message exchange from one sender to one recipient, but also for group messaging. Then we have, one too early. And I will also explain something about encryption, identity verification, because this also is necessary for a secure sending and receiving. So, and now I would like to give you an overview for the Whisperfish development, which different repros, crates, and components are used or necessary for the developing of this app. So, of course, first we have this Whisperfish main repro. In this we have UI components, service layer, build scripts, and so on. And then we have this Habor Whisperfish app bundle, where we have this graphical user interface stuff from Qt, a dbus service, command line interface software. And then, this is interesting, we have here another old repro. It's called Presage. And yesterday I also discussed with the main developer, with Ruben, that this is since several months not necessary anymore. The complete management of this business logic, registration, encryption, synchronization, linking, so all what I shown before here in the bottom in these feature sets, all these manager technology is completely written in Whisperfish itself. So we are independently of this Presage repro. And here you see some blue repros, and these are either ports or parts of the official published Signal protocol. And Signal itself has no interest to provide Rust libraries. So therefore, for example, Ruben and also other contributors took this libsignal service Java repro and they ported it to Rust. And for example, here's the libsignal client. This is a fork of the official Signal protocol repro. And this was then extended with some upstream Rust traits. Yeah, and I think the other repros are not so important. They are, I think, small features. So I go further. So as I already mentioned, not only the Sailfish OS has this privacy-first philosophy, also in the Whisperfish architecture we have this philosophy, and therefore it is also equipped with an extra privacy-enhancing tech stack. And mostly already taken over by Signal. So one popular feature is the end-to-end encryption. Then we have some encryption protocols and algorithms. Secure local storage with SQL Cipher. So that means all the data, what is in your Whisperfish, so all your messages, all your personal related information, that is completely stored on your device. Most of these things are not stored on the Signal server. So this is very important that Signal itself do not want your data. So the data must be as a sender and as recipient on your device. And with this SQL Cipher, this is an extension for the SQLite database to have a secure encryption on your device, so that all data is really well encrypted. And we have here multi-device linkage. That was this primary device to secondary device. We have these sender keys also to ensure that group messaging is every time secure. And yes, we have by the developers or contributors really a CVE awareness. So they have, for example, in their pipeline directly checks if there are current CVE with critical CVSS value inside, that they directly provide a patch and that they inform on the different stores. Then the next topic is that I would like to explain you the end-to-end encryption. So for message exchange, here we have two users. Here on the left side we have Alice, and here on the right side we have Bob. And you have to know that for a secure message exchange, not the exchange itself, it's so important. It begins directly when you start installing the Whisperfish app on your device and you start the registration procedure. What is here in this first line explained. So Alice has installed Whisperfish. They start the registration. The UI initiates the registration. And then the core Whisperfish generates first an identity key pair. And in parallel, there is also a registration ID generated. And this credentials will be uploaded then by this libsignal service RS component to the Signal server. So all these credentials are now in the Signal server. And therefore, these credentials are important for later message exchange and also for group exchange. So for many, many things, what you do with Whisperfish. And then what we also have directly after that, the pre-key upload phase, where a signed pre-key and a batch of one-time pre-keys will be generated also by the lip signal client component. And then this pre-key bundle, that is these signed pre-key with the one-time pre-keys and the credentials from here, that this will be uploaded to the signal server, because all these pre-keys and credentials are so important for the signal server. Yes, and now we are in the session setup. So Alice has now entered a certain number for verification purpose, and now she has an official Signal account on the Signal server. And now she starting writing the first message to Bob. Then this message is from the UI directly sent to the core, and the core has to prepare this message, because this message is now unencrypted. And this is not what we want. What we need is first this pre-key bundle from the registration and a pre-key phase before. And this is something what we fetch from the Signal server. The Signal server directly knows from all these credentials and from the pre-key information which bundle are necessary. And then we have here the first encryption algorithm. This is a extended triple Diffie-Hellman key confirmation, and this is needed to encrypt then this pre-key message, so that at the end here the message is really encrypted, and then this message is sent with the help of the service RS again to the Signal server. So, and now we have this message here in the Signal server, and you have to know, for example, Bob is not online. So his smartphone is switched off, and he switched it on, and then Whisperfish is starting, or maybe he has only Signal on his phone. Then he will be informed that there is a pre-key message, or that he will get a push notification. Yes, and then Bob's apps use his lip signal client and process this pre-key message, because it's still encrypted. And then the session, so we have every time for each message exchange a session. And here with this condition, we have an established session. And this session is also important to know, because always when you, for example, receive here a message, then you use this session key and session state again and again. This is necessary also that you have forward and past secure message exchange, because Signal has defined it on this way that, for example, one message is compromised, that the messages before or the message after that are still secure. And what you then here can see is that in the reply, for example, when Bob would like to give an answer to Alice, that he also then again asks his lip signal client to encrypt it. Also here we need a double ratchet algorithm, and then this message is sent back encrypted, and also then the lip signal is not completely explained here or with these errors, and this is then sent back to Alice, and Alice can then also read her message. Yes.
How much is it?
2 slides or 3 slides.
That's good.
Okay, and one really interesting architecture concept, what was chosen by Ruben and the other contributors, is Actis with actors and workers. Maybe some of you know this Actis framework, and this framework is provided for web and also for RT, for real time. That means for all asynchronous computation, what you have, for example, in your software, that you can use these two combined frameworks. And this is actor-based. And what you have to do is that you define different actors, and that you can use these actors in combination with workers, and that they can also use messages, so that here is it's explained. So each actor is an independent unit of computation, and the actors communicate via typed asynchronous messages. So typed messages every time a good choice. And then the actors can also spawn workers. So these are worker threads, for example, and child actors. And this is used for several
Continue.
For really heavy resource-intensive computations. For example, to do encryption, or for example, when the Whisperfish receives not only one message, maybe multiple messages in a really short duration of time, then it really makes sense. And what we have here is different particular actors. For example, for a session, that the session will be coordinated, or a message actor to coordinate message logic, or that we have also the service actor. So the service is this component what is used to send the messages via web servers, web interfaces, or RESTful APIs to the server. And each actor implements the actix actor trait and defines then own message types. Yes, and this thing is the same from. Okay, yeah, thanks. Yes, and then we have message passing, so that the actors communicate by sending typed message using actix message. And then we have these workers, what I mentioned before, and these workers then can be used for different computation in parallel, or that these workers can also wait for certain events, or that this is also something what can be done asynchronously. Yes, and we have also this actor system available on the top, on the UI layer, where we use signals and slots from Qt, QML. So also this approach is a really comprehensive approach over the whole architecture of Whisperfish. Yeah, thank you for your attention. So, and now?
Thank you very much, Thorsten. I go to the next slide.
Questions?
Oh, one slide back. Propose we start with one question from Dortmund and then one from the online audience again.
Okay.
And I'm really looking forward to talk to you later about the key exchange, because I need to understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
How did you find out? How did you find out about Whisperfish?
I think now 2 or 3 years ago, I was not a friend from instant messengers, and I'm really a skeptic regarding WhatsApp. I got to my birthday some months ago only a smartphone from our friends, or from my friends, with only WhatsApp installed. I was looking for really secure instant messengers in the store for Jolla applications or Sailfish OS applications, and I found out that this Signal app is really secure. And then I was looking for a native port of it, and then I found this Whisperfish. And it was also not so stable, so it's still not an official version. So the Ruben Metzit always explained or declared that it's a beta version because some features are still not implemented in comparison to the Signal app, and also some procedures are not completely implemented as Signal did it, and therefore he explained or declared it always that it's still in a beta status. But I think it's really
you're using it like every day for years now, right?
Sorry?
You're using it every day for years now, aren't you?
Yes, I have in total 4 different handies or smartphones, and on 3 of it I have Whisperfish installed and using it.
Very cool.
WhatsApp or different accounts? So you always have to use all of them.
I have a daily driver, so my small one, this is always in my pocket, and the others are only for developing purposes or for WhatsApp, the new one.
Yeah, let's check online. Do we have like any questions? Are we still connected?
Still connected. No questions so far. Oh, okay. No, we've got one. Do Jolla ship their phones to India?
Do you know that?
Oh, sorry, I did not.
Do Jolla ship their phones to India?
Yes, in the forum, so in the Sailfish forum, there are sometimes users from India which are also using Whisperfish or also other apps. I know this. But for example, in the US, they have some problems because Sailfish OS only supports certain frequency bands, and especially the most of the bands in US in all these different states are not supported. So therefore, they have some problems. And officially, Sailfish OS is an OS provided for Europe. But I know that it's still available in India.
Very cool. So you can get secure communication to India. So we have a question here from Jolla.
Sorry. Theoretically, if I want to try this out, do I have to completely redo my smartphone, or is it possible that I emulate it on my computer?
Yes, for example, when you install from Jolla the SDK, in this SDK there is also a complete development environment from Qt. You have this Qt designer, and you have also an emulator what is running, for example, on a Docker. And so therefore you can also use it on your PC, but then you have to copy or to install every app in this emulator. Maybe it takes some time, but it's possible, yes.
Very good. Are there other questions online, or think in the room?
Nothing online. Just lots of thank yous.
All right.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the nice talk.
Yeah.